I'll speak in English. That's more convenient. The introduction and the opening remarks is well said. I have this concern whenever I go to different places. For last 10 years, I must have spoke to more than 6 lakhs of children, more than 3 lakhs of teachers. Every day I am in a college. After retirement, I took retirement 1 year back. Every day I am in a college. Tomorrow morning I am in Khammam. I'll be addressing more than 600 children. Day after tomorrow again in another engineering college, more than 600 children. Almost every college in Hyderabad I must have finished. More than 38 medical colleges. More than 17 management colleges. More than 600 engineering colleges. I already covered this many. Most of the time, even now you said youngsters want that. But here if you count the heads, youngsters are not there. Is it not? This is what happens in most of the satsangs when we go. Earlier I used to conduct a lot of satsangs. Generally we see the old people. Even if you go to temple, I go for temple programs, where we have spiritual lectures. Maybe the scientific analysis on rituals. Such lectures also we will see old people coming and sitting. Guruvayur, I had a personality development program organized by one association. All the people who came there were above 50 and 60. At the end there was one question by somebody, an old person. A retired person asked me, how do you take this message? Whatever you said is very good for youth. How do you take this message to the youngsters was one question asked. And I asked him back one question, how many people are there at your house? So he has got grandchildren studying in 9th class and 8th class. I said, why did they not come for this program? So they are watching TV, and what happened to their father and mother? They have done different job. So you don't have any job, that is why you are here, I said. Okay. So that is why most of my lectures are into engineering colleges. Now on 12th I have a program in Hyderabad, volunteers program. We are getting 20 engineering colleges, 10 volunteers each, 200 people. That's being arranged by one of the girl who is from Mehdipatnam, who attended my class in PRRM college. Last 2 days she is in my office, working on what is to be done and telephoning and getting the contacts, putting them together. She arranged the hall. She gathered 200 volunteers. Now she says the volunteers started talking to people, there is a class, and more than 1000 registrations, the hall is only 200. So we have put the next 800 people in March program. So I disagree with you when people say that the youngsters are not coming for classes, and the program is totally on Eastern style of life. Okay. The biggest problem the youngsters will have is their parents are not very good. They have a lot of complaints on their parents. I am a psychotherapist, so many students will come and talk to me very personally. They will say, my father is not good, my mother is not good. And I also have got a analysis on Indian social life. And I found that if all of us, including me, in the age of 35 to maybe 75, that means those people who took birth maybe 1930s to 1980. If anybody asks us a question whether you are a very valued person, very value conscious person, very moral person, very socially dedicated person, very patriotic person, or your father is, immediately we will have an answer, our father was much better than us. Yes or no? I think all of us will agree that, right? That means we have lost the quality which our parents had. Now if somebody asks me whether I am good or my son is good, I will say my son is far better than me. So this generation who took birth from 1930 to 1970 are the worst people in this country. There can be 100 reasons to explain this. Basic reason, I am from a very rich family from Kerala. My mother had 1 lakh acres of land. We were landlords. My mother had 4 sisters. All 5 of them together was owning the whole area. Wherever we can see, that was ours once upon a time, during my childhood. But then, I remember in my college days or school days, we didn't had sufficient sugar in house. Only sugar was a special item which is available only during festivals. Only when there is a festival, there is a guest, we used to get sugar. Otherwise, even the tea will not have sugar. We will only have jaggery. Sugar was something which is very prestigious. My mother used to tell at 7 o'clock, switch off the light, that there is no light, there is only kerosene lamp. Electricity came to my place only in 1984, when I passed my graduation. So we were studying only on kerosene lamps, and mother used to say, switch it off, because kerosene was also on ration. We used to get only 4 liters kerosene for a month, and that was not enough. So that means with all the money which we had problems. But still, not even a single government employee who was going into an office used to steal not even a bit of pencil to give it to their family. Parents were very, very much pressed with their value systems. But they have done one mistake. The biggest mistake was those people produced a lot of children. All of them have minimum 5, maximum 10, or 10, 15, one marriage, 2 marriages sometime, 2 marriages sometime, and minimum 5. Most of the family members will be minimum 5, especially the richest people. And we had problems. Therefore, they started becoming so selfish. That could be one reason. And they want a job. Somehow they want to get into a job. And they become selfish. And the family splitting system came during our time. So we started not meeting our people each other. We started constructing our own house. And since then we started constructing not one house. If you have 2 children, 2 houses. Put them into different places. So we became so selfish, socially more binded, but binded only to the core family, but not to the society. But I think that today's children are much better, because I am going to different places. The other day I was in JNTU Pulivandal. Rajshekhar Reddy started a wonderful college. The campus, one of the best campuses, engineering colleges, which I have seen. Nice roads. Every hostel around that, they have put the small, the jilly kangar, so that the dust will not come. Not such many campuses are there. It's not a very good college, but campus is very good. I went to the students' hostel. Whenever I go to every place and see how the life. I had 2-3 days of program. Corporate recruitment training program. I trained students for interviews, personality development, group discussions, English language, and communication skill and all that. So I went for 2 days program. Second day I went to a neighboring school, taken by one of the student, biotechnology student, 4th year student. He said, sir, you have to come to a neighboring school. When I went there was a government school which had only 3 children and 5 teachers. When he joined for first year BTech, then he went there and told all the teachers that engineering college students will come here and then spare time teaching the children. Went to the neighboring villages and said, you don't have to send your children to any international schools or private schools. Send them to this government school where we will be teaching. And today they have 83 children. 3 years, one single Bhaskar, one BTech student could change the situation of that school. I went there, I found all of them in green uniform. No, like a normal government high school, they don't have uniforms. But none of them had chapel. And I asked, is it a rule that this school they should remove the chapel somewhere? And said, no, they said none of them have chapel. They never thought about it. Because it's normal that they don't have chapel. We are talking about what happened last month. We talk about development now, and this is what is happening. And whatever money I got from that place, I have offered them and said, no, you spend it here only. I charge for my lecture, so I have given to them. And now Bhaskar could collect 200 volunteers for me. 200 volunteers. If I go and call Pulivandala, 200 volunteers will be in front of me. And are they not socially committed? They are socially committed. Just a signal given by Bhaskar could gather 50. I told this in the class, and then 150 people joined immediately. Now he is the person who is arranging 1,500 children in Warangal. 7th I have a program in Warangal, 1,500 engineering college students. I went to NIT Hamirpur. NIT Hamirpur is in northmost NIT. I went for a tech fest as a chief guest. When I was entering inside the campus, I just saw outside there is a basti. Okay, totally a basti, no facility, nothing. It's so dirty place. I had a program only next day evening, so one full day I was free. Evening I just gathered a few children and asked them, how many of you have gone and seen that place? I asked. They said none of them, because generally they enter inside the campus, go back home, or go for marketing in the city. They have never gone outside. I said, let us take a round about this outside the wall. Let us go and find what is happening there. I took 20 children along with me, took a round. And I told each child, each BTech student, to take at least 5 children from that colony who are from 6th class to 12th class. And let us talk to them and find out what is that they know about science and technology and all that. This could be a survey. And all of them gathered 5 each, so we had 100, more than 100, 170 people were there. They wanted only 5, but many people started coming. And I asked a few of the children, what is inside this campus? There is a big wall you are seeing. What is inside that? They said it's a jail. Because they never knew what is happening inside. They only seen that now some fellow is at the sentry who is closing the door and opening the door. They have only seen pictures of jails with this big wall and big gate. And I took a special permission from director. I said all this 170 children will be inside the campus for at least for 2 hours. I took them to the seminar hall. You must see the thrill in which they have, because they have never seen a seminar hall. They have never seen an engineering college. Okay? And I took all of them together and they wanted a photograph with me. When all the children were sitting here, I saw them, all of them were saluting like this. I said, why you are saluting? Let them take picture. He said, when you take picture, we have to salute, he said. Because they have only pictured only toys in their life. During maybe August 15th or January 26th, when somebody came, they were asked to salute. So this is not very far from an NIT. Then I told these children, are you not feeling bad about being a student in BTech? And next to your nose, no, there are people who are not even knowing anything. Now today, every day, after the class, these children will come to NIT. They are divided into 7 different classes, 6th to 12th, and they study in different classrooms. The children of NIT are teaching them. Okay, this started last year, and this year there were 2 first class and 12th class, first time in that area. I think the children are able to do. But I get nearly 250 mails per average. That's my email. Out of which I hear these complaints. My parents are not supporting. I wanted to do the social service. My parents don't allow me. There could be 101 reasons, because there is a politician. Daughter come and told me that, to do anything else other than social service, we will support. Don't give any money to anybody for social service. That anyway I am doing. That's enough. If you want ice cream, you go and eat. If you want to go for film, you go. But if you want to serve somewhere, no. Don't do this. I think there is a big gap between the children and the elders. If somebody asks all of us, what is that we want in our life? Generally, this is what I ask. What is the answer which we give? Peace of mind. That means it is not there with us. We ask God what we don't have, right? What is that is not allowing us to be peaceful? Is it surroundings? Is it the greed? Yeah, without a desire we cannot live.
Selfishness.
Without a desire we cannot live. In Purusharthas there are 4 things which says, right? Kamam. Kamam is desire. Artham. Any desire to satisfy, I need artham. Any artham? Artham means any means of satisfying the desire. It could be influence, it could be education, it could be money, it could be word, it could be friendship, it could be love, anything can be there. Suppose if I have artham in a wrong way and right way, there are two ways. If I get in wrong way, you will lose peace. If you are getting in right way, you will never lose your peace. You don't have peace of mind because you have a desire. What she said is correct. You have a desire. To satisfy desire, I want something. But how do you get it? Direct dharmic style. That's what the next purushartha is, dharma. If you move in dharmic way, you will never use your peace of mind. But dharma is an undefined word in whole Bharatiya Shastra. That's where the problem comes. Therefore conflict comes. My dharma will not be my wife's dharma. My dharma will not be my neighbor's dharma. My dharma will not be my parents' dharma. My dharma will not be my kudumba dharma. There is an individual dharma and there is a kudumba dharma. There is a society dharma. There is a rashtra dharma. Each dharma will conflict. So what I think is right, I said the right way you have to go. What I think is right is not right for somebody else. They will say this is wrong. So my desire can never be satisfied in my style. I have to depend on somebody else. That's why the conflict and peace of mind is losing. So how do you make your desire equivalent to your family desire? So at least at home you are happy. But does not happen because you don't communicate well. Correct? No? Wife is very invited forever.
Wife is?
Very invited forever expansion. WIF. Okay. And that's also true. Husband is husband. Hastuband. Always lot of restrictions, Generally we say I love my wife. What is love? Love is control. You don't go, I will go. Correct, no? Everybody wants their wife to be smart, husband to be smart, but not too smart. There is a control. All the time there is a control. We want our children to be smart. But seeing sometimes they are too smart, we will say, don't become too smart now. You will be in trouble there. So we don't know where this control. We want desire. But desire also have to be controlled. If you don't have a control and desire only, we will end up in problem. Controlled desire, there is no problem. All the Vedas, 3 Vedas teaches us how to become desireless. 3 Vedas, not the 4th one.
But it is possible?
That is possible. Very simple. He asked me whether I want chai. What did I say? Fine. He asked me whether you want a chair. I said fine. If it is there, fine. If it is not there, also fine. I have no desire on this chair. If it is not there, I am comfortable there. If I am comfortable with this chair, I am also comfortable with this chair. On the seat also, why did I opt for this? Because sitting there, I will not be able to see that. It's not my desire. It is somebody's desire which makes me to have this. You want tea? Yeah, I will have tea. Do you want tea? I don't require tea. You will take tea? Yeah, I don't mind taking tea. You understood? That's called attached detachment. Without that also I am fine. But most of the people, what will happen? If it is not there, you feel upset. That is where the peace of mind will go. If it is there, fine. If it is not there, fine. What is the problem? How do you lose peace of mind? You go to a railway station, the train is late, you lose peace of mind. Why the train is not coming late? Why the train is coming late? You don't know. You started scolding the ministry. You start scolding the South Central Railway is always like this. Indian Railway is very bad. India is very bad. Who loses? You lose the peace of mind, right? Why? Because you didn't have lunch. The train was supposed to come at 1 o'clock. Who asked you not to have lunch? He said the environment is creating problem. It is not the environment which creates problem. It's me. It's me who is creating problem. Nobody can trouble me if I am not being troubled by myself. If I decide that no, let the train come late, what is the problem? What is going to happen?
Reaching time.
Where? What is time? What is the problem if it comes late?
Cannot reach within time.
What is the time? What is that so great thing which we are doing? By tension will you be able to get the train faster? Will the train run faster or not, you tell me? Nothing can be done. The train will come in its own time. You don't have anything else to do in the railway station. That's your problem. Is it not? Why can't you keep a pen and paper and start writing something, think something, read something, keep some book there. I also have Vivekananda's book, My India, Great India, with me. Because if I get 1 hour free, I will read that. I am waiting for someone, he has not come. What can I do? Until he comes, why should I keep on seeing whether he is coming, That's a peace of mind is lost.
But thoughts will be coming inside.
No, thought will not come.
Automatically they will start.
Purne manasi sampurnam jagat sarvam sudhadravaihi upana gudapadasya nanucharmastrudaiva bhuvu. Sri Rama had the same problem. First psychic patient is Sri Rama. First psychiatrist is Dr. Vasishtha. First psychology book is Yoga Vasishtha. In which this is the core sloka, which says Purne manasi sampurnam jagat sarvam sudhadravaihi upana gudapadasya nanucharmastrudaiva bhuvu. If I have to come to Mehdipatnam, I need a leather carpet wherever I go. You must provide me leather carpet I was coming from Banjara Hills to Mehdipatnam. I need a leather carpet, then only I will come. Then what Mr. Vinod will say? Thank you, bye bye, you don't have to come, you will say, right? But Vasishtha says, if somebody asks you like that, ask him to buy a leather chappal and walk from that place to this place. Vasishtha gave an answer to this, so cunning. He said, wherever you want leather chappal, wear leather chappal and walk. Very simple. Wherever you go, you want happiness. What do? Take happiness inside you. Wherever you go, you see happiness. But you take unhappiness inside you. Wherever you go, you will see unhappiness only. Hyderabad road is very bad. Lot of natural bumps are there, artificial bumps are there, and it starts jumping every time. Once it jumps, the back pain will come. Why back pain is coming? Is it your problem or the road problem? Back pain is your problem, but you always attach that to road problem. Is it not? Assume I am a young man and allowed to jump. People have to pay 150 rupees in a park to jump like this. And RTC bus will give you free of cost to jump. 7 rupees ticket, you can jump 1 hour. Is it not? Say, it's all our mindset. If I decide I have no tension, I have no tension. If you think that we have problem, we have problem. If you think there is no problem, there is no problem. Is it not? Today I was supposed to go. My friend said, no, why are you traveling at 10 o'clock? Don't travel at 10 o'clock to come home. Next day morning 3 o'clock. I said, I have no problem. 10 o'clock also is fine for me. 3 o'clock also is fine for me. You decide when I have to go. And then he telephoned to somebody and said, no, don't, come 3 o'clock only. I said, fine. What I will do? I packed up everything and then I was thinking of going from here. And I said, no, 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock is also fine because I want to sleep only 2-3 hours. Either in the bus or wherever I will be able to sleep. Why should I worry? If I am so much attached to sleeping, what will happen? I will start dictating. I can only travel from 3 o'clock, not 4 o'clock. Is it not? So it's our mindset, our practice. If we know how to live in this world, decide ourselves what we want, I think that's where the detached attachment will come. That's what Lord Krishna also says. Have a detached attachment. Are you attached? Yes, I am attached. Am I not attached to my family? I am too much attached to my family. Yes, in 3 times I was telephoning to my son while coming. But in the office when I work, I will just forget about them. When I am talking here, my attachment is only to this class, nothing else. There is no point in sitting here and worrying about that because I am not doing anything, only worrying. It will not help me. It will not help anyone. So wherever you are, get attached, you will get peace of mind. Why you don't have peace of mind? Because sitting here, I will be thinking out something else. The main problem with the younger children today is they don't have concentration. Biggest problem, concentration. See, I am now teaching 8th class children. 15 days I am doing a corporate social responsibility project of Shaba Developers, one of the richest men. He has few projects in his village. So as soon as I went there, I picked up 8th class children. 90 children are with me. You go and look at blog. There are 53 blogs which I write. In which one of the blog is DrTPS Icon. Icon is the project name which I go. In which these children, they come from a very, very poor background. Normal government high school. I picked up all 90 of them. Very selected 90 of them. The first rule they have to drink water. Morning we give breakfast. As soon as breakfast is given, they have got a water bottle, they have to pick it up. By lunch time, they must finish that. No children I have seen drinking water. Most of the school children, most of the college children, they don't drink water. The biggest problem is they don't drink water. All the health problem starts by 5 hours BTech will give them 1 degree plus disease. No, they don't. You will not be able to concentrate if you don't keep your physique perfect. No. We develop 5-fold development: physical, emotional, intellectual, social, and spiritual development. We had a core value attached to all these in our activities in India, but we lost all that. Now parents don't tell them what is to be done. They have no time. When I went to near one of these children, the 90 children, I started giving breakfast because once I asked in the class, how many of you had breakfast? 3rd class or 4th class I asked. I found 90% of the children have no breakfast and they come to the class. Do you think without a breakfast, if they sit in the class, they will be able to concentrate? Now, from that day onwards, I started doing it whenever I go to the best college also. Last week, I was in one of the best women's college in Kerala. Vimala College, Thrissur is one of the best college. I have got 600 graduate children. I asked how many of them had breakfast. The principal was shocked. Why are you asking this question to college students? He asked. I said, I just wanted to know how many of them have breakfast. More than 50% of the children did not have breakfast. Why? I asked a few children. Found that morning father goes for a job, mother goes for a job, nobody at home. There is a joke which says, the mother writes a note there on the dining table. Atta is there inside the fridge. You can make dosha and eat and go. And when he went and saw the fridge, there was no atta. Then he wrote there, if rice is there, you have to grind and put it there, then only it becomes atta. You do that. Over that, another chit. And the wife saw that there is no rice there, then he put another chit there saying that to husband, get rice, then only I can make that. See, what happens is nobody is even meeting each other most of the time. That's what happens. They don't have time. As he says, I am staying in, I was in director for Calicut University for 2 years, 2004-2005. Until then I was full-time in Hyderabad. Other than going for 8 months deputation here and there. From 2005 onwards, wherever I am staying, I don't have a TV. The first thing what I did is removing the TV from the place. Because once you have TV finished, you are very happy seeing somebody else is in trouble, and most of the serials are like that only. Especially South Indian serials are crying serials. If you go to North Indian serials, you will be much better. I was in North India for 2 years, Delhi. All of them are happy. In South India only, people are always in crying mode. My guru used to say, I have a guru.
Crying and quarreling.
Yeah, crying and quarreling. Because that is what they see. You all belong to the Rakshasa group. We are close to Rakshasa's group. The North Indian people are all the Devas, Aryas. There is a difference, I'll tell you. My guru used to say, it is as the geography of India is. As you go south, Kerala people are worse. There is a Padmanabha Swami temple, I don't know whether Trivandrum. Everywhere God used to stand. All the statues are standing. Only in Trivandrum he is sleeping. Because somebody will pull the leg. So he has decided to sleep there so that nobody can pull his leg. It's very famous. As we go south, it becomes so conjuice, so selfish. Nobody will help each other. And everybody is crying. How is your life? If you ask in Telugu, normally what the people will say, Jaragutta ide. In Kannada they will say, Nadita ide. Tamil they will say, Ippadiye pogaradu. Kerala will say, Ingane ponu. Why you should go like this? Stop it na. Why are you producing children? Again they have to suffer. Anyway, by mistake only people produce children. And what is that they have to become? You don't know what they have to become. They want to become either engineers or some rich man. They have to make something. Are they really enjoying? If you don't enjoy every moment in life, there is no point in living in this world. You keep on listening to troubles, problems, and the children also will say, because what you say is what they listen, and that is how what you speak is what is that you will become tomorrow. You ask somebody, how is your life? You say, yeah, I'm going on like this, and it's trouble. And you get your daughter married and ask the daughter how is life. She will also say, going on like this. We want them to be happy. If you want them to be happy, first of all, you have to be happy. That's why my definition of life itself is live in full enjoyment. Life is live in full enjoyment. Every moment is to be lived. Enjoy. How do you enjoy? There is only one way, serving people. If you become selfish, you can never be happy. Activity has to be there. What sort of activity has to be there? Ena kena prakarena yasya kasyavi dehinaha sandosham janayat pratna tadaivam Ishvara pujanam. Ishvara puja is well defined in Bharatiya Shastra. Ena kena prakarena yasya kasyavi dehinaha sandosham janayat pratna tadaivam Ishvara pujanam. Do something somewhere, somehow, what? No question. Keep doing something which makes somebody else happy in their life, you will be happy in your life. But most of us do anything thinking that it will make us happy, but we will never be happy. That's a problem which we have.
No, one thing I will tell you, modern age, we are lacking control of mind.
Control of mind.
And another thing is, we are not having kama, krodha, lobha. These things are to be controlled. Then only man gets peace. My principle. One should have control over his mind. If control is not there, one cannot get peace.
How do you control the mind is a big question.
We will have to, some principles we will have to follow.
Yeah.
So, that means kama, krodha, lobha. These things are to be followed.
That's why
Gita stresses over this.
the desire can be reduced. That's one way of controlling your mind. The desire can be reduced. Another way is, that's why I said be active in different places. Not even thinking. Many people talk about thinking. Positive thinking, positive thinking. They keep on thinking and doing nothing. They keep on thinking what is to be done, what is to be done, what is to be done. They do no nothing.
Only negative thoughts will become important.
Yeah, so never think. Thinking is a process of head. You don't have to think. Desire is coming from where? Manas. Act. As soon as the desire is there, do something. I am sure if the desire is there, already your manas decides what is to be done also. And you are only thinking to justify your desire. And you are wasting time. Do it. What is the problem? If a child wants something, what they will do? They will take this. When they take this, we will say, don't touch this. They will leave it there. They have no problem. But only thing what they will do now? They will snatch this. The next item they will snatch. They are always in action. They are not thinking what is to be done. This man did not allow me to take it. What is to be done? He has no time for thinking that. He snatches the next. He has no problem. The child has no problem. Only people we have problem. Because they keep on acting. Have you seen the child? They keep on action. And we never tell them what is not to be done. What is not to be done is what we say. We never tell them what is to be done.
But they are excluded, we are not excluded.
Eh?
They are excluded, but we are not excluded.
That's a problem because you want something to be done which people will not allow you to do it, right? That's why the control of desire. Do anything, have a desire which will never make you to say tomorrow, oh, I should not have done it. That's a control which you require. Do anything which justifies your action. Do only that thing which justifies your action. Who has to justify? I have to justify myself first. Second one who has to justify? My family has to justify. Is it not? Whatever I do, my family has to support. Very easy to get support from family. Because what they want you to be happy. If you are not happy, can you provide happiness? But there has to be a dialogue, an agreement. But that never happens. We always hide inside what we have wanted to do. They will also hide what they wanted to do. They will not tell each other. There is no dialogue. There is no time. If dialogue is there, that becomes quarrel only. Is it not? And why? Because possessiveness. The possessiveness is the problem. That's why I said the distinction between love and possessiveness have to be seen. I love flowers. I love flowers. Does it mean the flower has to be with me in my compound wall? It can be on neighbor's house also, right? At somebody's cost I can every day see and enjoy. But first thing, I love flower means what? I will start snatching it, I will start plucking it, I will start putting that in my compound wall. This is what happens. I love my wife doesn't mean I have to control her. It is to be within my control. Free. We also have to be free, they also have to be free. That's must. Unless we each of them are free to do what we want. As an individual, we must have freedom to do what we want. If we are not there, we have a problem. See, I also belong to same category. When I wanted to go to Calicut University as director, my brother told, don't go, because university is very bad. I said, wonderful chance. If something is bad, I can go and make it good. If it is already good, I have to be worried, because anything which I don't do will be seen. Now anything which I do will be seen. So that's a marvelous chance, I said. So I am trying to go. So I will go. I said I am going. This year, that was in 2005. After 6 years, my eldest brother is my guardian, because I lost my father when I was 4 years old. So I did myself, all my education, everything was under my own decisions. My brother wrote me one sentence only. Whatever your manas said, and that you have done that day, I remember objecting that. Now I feel you have taken a wonderful decision. So sometime, maybe our decisions I should have suppressed, but what will happen? I will also become unhappy, he will also become unhappy. So braveness is something which is required. You must be brave enough. Any child has to be brave enough to do what they want. And that freedom has to be given. But control is required, like a kite. That's what I keep saying. Every parent has to control their children as they are controlling a kite. We'll allow them to fly as much as they want, release the thread, but whenever the kite is in danger, we will have to pull it back. Only that much. But most of the time what happens is, it's like a kite, closed inside and then kept inside the shelf. They will never allow to fly. Creativity comes only when people have freedom.
If kite is heavy and it is uncontrollable,
Doesn't matter. Once they reach that level, they will go. Let them fly. Only thing, you will not be able to see them. That will be flying somewhere. Let them fly. Anyway, it is going to happen. The relation is only 20 years, not more than that. One generation up, 20 years is one generation. Maximum 2 generation up, 2 generation down at this house probably. You will know your father, probably father's father. Father's father's father, you will never keep his photograph in your album, I am sure. You are only worried about your child. My son, I have never seen my father, because I lost my father when I was 4 years. So I have kept a photograph there saying that this is my father. I am sure when he is constructing a house, he will never keep my father's father photo. My father's photo he will never keep. Maximum he will keep my photograph, that's all. If at all there is a practice like that from the next generation. So relation is only that much. That is not important. We always want to know hours. What is this hours? Not beyond a point. So our social system has to be understood. The Bharatiya style is entirely different. We have a social system. The social system does not end up in the family setup. It's much more. It is much more. But we are not allowing people to become that. If we can make them, I'm sure the life is going to be much more easier. Now I am able to leave my wife and son in Hyderabad and go. Because I am sure in Hyderabad I have got no relatives, no blood relatives. There is only one blood relative who is in Central University. But it's too far from Malkajgiri to this place. But around by area, anything which we require, the family members around that family, a lot of people are there, they will all support. So if you have got a social binding with the people whom around you, I think you will have always peace of mind. My youngest son has severe fever. As young parents know, our tension will be there. But if my mother is in my house, we will be tension free. Mother may not know driving. She may not be able to telephone to a doctor. She will not be able to go and buy medicine. But still, why we feel peace of mind? There is somebody else elder than us who is going to take care of us, and that gives a lot of peace of mind. There has to be somebody who takes care of us. If that feeling is there, we are peaceful. Until my guru was present, whenever there is a problem, when my mother expired 7-8 years back, the first thing what I did is I spoke to my guru, and then he said, yeah, very good. I said, your mother died, why you are saying very good? Now you have become an elderly person, yeah? Until now, when you have your mother, you are a child. Is it not? You lost your mother. Now you have become a grown-up person. So behave like a grown-up person. Only one sentence, the whole pain is gone. Now my guru expired. And very peaceful. I know that he is not there, but I know he is there with me. I have got nearly 120 hours of lecture where we have discussions. Now I keep recording. So whenever I feel his presence, I listen to him. So physical presence is not important sometimes. But we are more attached to physical presence. We say Rama and Sita is the best pair. When we learn astrology, that's a pair which we learn. But they were never together. Most of the time they were out. How do we say it is? Now today when we see the horoscope, we will say matching. 100% matching means what? They have to be together. But most of the people are together, but they are not. See, in my poetry book, I have got a poetry which says, let us have two paths. Let us have two paths, but same mind. Instead of having two minds on the same path. That's suffering. Why we are not peaceful? Because we are on same path but two different minds. Maybe together, but not always together. We are traveling together, forcefully traveling together. Other day I went to one of the Kerala, one judge called me for a dinner. They have two children. One is doing MBBS, the other one is doing BTech. The MBBS child had got a small wound here, and there was a bandage. Then I asked, what is this? Then judge said, don't ask. It's very difficult to answer this question. They will not tell, I will tell. The TV was running, somebody said, no, this channel I want. The other son said, no, this channel I want. The daughter and son started fighting, they have beaten up. Very good. A MBBS daughter biting the BTech younger brother for not allowing to keep the channel. Very good, no? And it is happening in the judge's house, you see. He has to give a verdict on what is to be done, who has to be punished. This control is not there. The relationship is not being meant with the style. In our childhood, we used to have evening prayer. 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, we are supposed to sit and chant. Every day. We don't even understand the meaning of it, but that has helped me a lot because I have learned a lot of mantras by chanting them. What is it meaning, we don't know. But all our brothers and sisters used to sit together. Okay? Parents will sit, younger one will sit, and grandchild also will sit. Nearly 40 people were there in my house when I was saying. So all of them will sit and chant. I have never seen a unity among people other than sitting in this place during that time. And when we chant, all of them will have same frequency, same brain wavelength. And whenever we think of my brother, the first thing, we used to sit and chant together. That's the only place where we used to sit. After that dinner also we will have, some people will sit, sometimes some people. But this is the only place where everybody will sit. Today we don't have such satsang. The requirement of satsang was this. At least you will have some time together. Thinking on one direction. Nothing else. All mind is in one style, one direction. That's the easiest one. If you can set your mind in one direction, you will get this peace of mind. It is not control. Yeah.
On the TV or sitting together and seeing the TV.
No. But then you are thinking about something else. Maybe you are seeing something else, the other fellow is seeing something else. Somebody will be seeing the muzzle, you will be seeing somewhere else. That's a problem. And your mind will keep on connecting and then creating stories around it. You start comparing this with somebody else, that with somebody else and all that. It's a problem. Here, see, in meditation we have got 8 steps. Ashtanga Yoga. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. To reach into meditation, you get full peace of mind. I am from Himalayan tradition. When we learn meditation, the first thing what we teach, especially Swami Rama's ashram, the first requirement is don't talk to anybody for a week. If successfully done, Swami will evaluate, okay, this person is better. If they found that this person is not tuned well, 40 days of Maunam. There are people who have got 250 days Maunam also. First thing is keep in Maunam for, you cannot know. One day you cannot. Can you change your house? All the situations in the house can be changed. Very easily you can change. Only speak nice, good words. No bad words. Decide that at least at home. You get peace of mind. What happens if we start scolding? After that, repent for that. What is the control which we can have when somebody does a mistake? Can we scold them? Without scolding, can you do this? Now there is a child who is making noise. I am not at all disturbed. I am seeing somebody else disturbed. That's only I am seeing that. Nothing more than that. We have got nice rishis who give good, wonderful lectures. During that time, no, a small child is creating problem, they will shout. Because they lose their concentration now. When during Sathsang, sometime there will be some child playing around. If child is playing around, there is no problem at all. But what happens normally, the mother also will go around, bringing them back and making them to sit there. And child will again run. The mother again will go back. 3-4 times the mother goes, the other fellow will start looking at them. So he keeps saying, let the child play. Why the mother is playing around? Why can't you sit in a corner? If the mother sits there, the child will go up to this, look back and see the mother is not coming. They will go and sit beside. Very simple. They know that mother is coming behind. That's why they are running. Most of the children. There could be exceptions, 1 or 2. I said we don't know. We do lot of troubles because thinking in our style. We never think on the child style. Think in the child style. Today, people say the younger children don't have concentration. But I say they have good concentration. You know the concentration which they have? My son can work on laptop. MP3 player will be here. He will be listening some song. And he will be doing something like this in once in a while. Because that song he will be enjoying. In which he will also be typing something. And he may be browsing internet.
Intelligence is increasing.
Yeah. And then he will be watching the TV program. He will be keeping a novel here and reading. And mother will be scolding. That also he will listen. And he will have chips or something. He keeps on eating. All the Panchendriyas are active parallelly. Why we are not able to tolerate, because we can never do this. Why we say, why can't you do one job at a time? They can do it. Why can't they do? Let them do it now. They can concentrate. They can concentrate on multiple things. If you are an expert driver, while driving, don't you talk to the co-passenger? Assume you are not an expert driver, what you will do? While somebody is talking, you will say, I am driving, don't talk. That means he don't know how to drive. While driving, you can also talk on telephone, even though it's a crime, but still we do it. Can be done by a good driver. So every young child is a smart child. They can do this, but we don't do it. Therefore, we will not allow them to do it. Now, I am using engineering college children to teach my children in the 8th class. You know the enthusiasm which they have. There are B.Ed teachers. I say bed and mud. They are the two people teaching profession. Bed, B.Ed and MUD, mud. All of them are useless. Teachers are the people who don't learn anything. They have no interest in learning. Whereas young children, they are thrilled in teaching now. Now I use them for teaching. You know the thrill which they have. They become matured themselves. Now the parents don't have to tell them to read because they themselves are teachers. They are telling the younger children, you must read, you must read. If you tell somebody, you must read, you must read, you must read, they will also think, I also have to read, because I am going to instruct them. Most of the parents, what they will do? They will say, you read, you read, you read. They never read. They don't have the habit of reading newspaper. No teachers, no?
Motivation is required.
Motivation required from at home. Everybody has to. If a father is a good reader, I am sure the son also will become a good reader. The father is reading newspaper, son also will read. But father will never read. They will say, you read. What you do is what the children will see. And if they see that, and what will happen at home? The husband will be scolding the wife. You say, you are educated but no buddhi, na? What is education? You are never improved in your life. You start scolding. The child also will listen. They will say, oh, getting educated doesn't mean getting, And they are seeing a lot of educated people who are not useless. They will also say, what is the use of getting education? Somehow we have to make money.
Actually, we are lacking patience to motivate.
Motivation not through words. It has to come from your deeds.
But somebody has to take initiative to put something in their brain.
Nothing is required. They are much better. See, we have got different ashramas in which brahmacharya is there. During brahmacharya they will learn. And after that you have got garhasthyam. Grahasthas have got only job to give all that what they want. Never need to ask to read. Never need to. What is that? How do they learn? By seeing around. The guardian's job is only to show around. When I took these 90 children, I have examples only this now. 90 children, I asked them to fill up a form. What is that you want to be in your life? They have written, they want to be electrician, auto rickshaw driver. And only 2 people said they want to become policemen. Because they have seen only people like this around them. I took them to Cochin University. That's the university where I got educated. After they came back, I was not there for the trip. So I asked them, how many of you will share your experience? All of them raised their hand. And then I asked, what you wanted to be in your life? He said, I want to be Vice Chancellor. Because until then they have not seen a university. Now they have seen a university. So the motivation is to be given by showing different things. For a small child in the LKG, you get first rank, I will give you chocolate. Maybe I will hug you and kiss you. That could be a motivation for a small child. But maybe a BTech student, you will tell them, I will give you a bicycle. They will never get motivated. You must give them a car. It depends on your status. So motivation, any external motivation is...
Another thing is environment is also more important.
That's what I said. The environment around that, which age, where you are staying, all that. And how many children have got a car? That will determine whether you need a car or not. It is not that we want, but somebody else have, we also need. So that's the motivation which we can give external. But all these are unimportant. The internal motivation is there. How do you get an internal motivation? You must think that I have to become this. Why I have to become this? There has to be a reason. How many children going to a BTech knows now, or MBBS knows that why you are going for this course? Can they write one page and give it? Why are you doing this program? I go to different engineering colleges, ask them this question. Why are you for this BTech electrical? No answer. They don't know why are they doing it. Suppose you are cooking something, you don't know why are you cooking, what you will cook. So that is the motivation. If you know what for you are doing, your life, what for you are living, we have no idea. We have no idea where are we going. Suppose you get into a bus and somebody asks you where are you going, the conductor asks you where are you going, you don't know where I am going. He will say ask you to get down.
Aim should be there.
Aim has to be there. There has to be a very specific aim. You must know what is that you want in your life. You must know what for you are living. If you can define that, that is great. We don't have, because only one aim is that you have to make money. For what? Being happy. With all the comfort, we will become uncomfortable. That's what money which you can give. You will become, all comfort will be there around you, but you will become uncomfortable because internally you are not happy. So what is required is, in Vishnu Sahasranamam, you have got Vedandago Brahmanaha Satchatriyo Vijayi Bhavet Vaishyo Dana Samardaha Shudra Sukham Apniyat. There are only 4 requirements in this world. Only 3 main, and 4th one is the underlying one. Vedandago Brahmanaha, knowledge, acquiring knowledge. That could be one requirement. Second requirement could be acquiring power, position, fame. Third requirement could be only money. Vedandago Brahmanaha, only knowledge, Uttar Pradesh. Kshatriyo Vijayi Bhavet, only this part, Kshatriya's job. Vaishya, only making money could be one name. Shudra, happiness.
The Loba is prevailing. Actually, it is dominating in this state. Loba, greed.
That is
Greed
because
is the great.
I am sure people are ready to share.
Now it has become a greed. People are very greed nowadays.
People are sharing. Youngsters are ready to share.
That is the main reason we are not getting peace.
I disagree on this because the youngsters are ready to share. Youngsters do lot of social service now. Youngsters contribute. Youngsters serve others. They are ready to do. The transition will be only during this time. I am sure when these youngsters become parents, this problem will go.
Some ethics should be
Yeah, ethics, wisdom, culture,
culture.
value system.
Should be even taught about ethics.
And this not to be taught, it has to be inculcated by showing the practice.
Automatically.
That's why I said this, if they are not good, the reason is we. We are wrong. There is no point in teaching by lessons, by asking them to read. They should have seen us practicing.
But in our old days, ethics was one of the subject.
Correct.
Nowadays there is no subject. Ethics. Children do not know what is ethics.
Even humanities itself is lost.
No. Education is
Humanities itself, no, there is no point in talking about that. So what we are trying to do is now, we are trying to make people slightly, the biggest problem is the best teachers are not available. So our intention is to create good teachers now. Who can be the good teachers? Anybody can be the good teachers. That's why I said in the NIT small students are trying to teach. Bhaskar sort of an engineering going to teach in the colleges. Now we have a lot of young generation people who are trying to jump into teaching now. Only if you want to change the system, education is the only thing which can make people to empower. That's what Vivekananda said, education is for man making. There is no difference between animal and human being other than education, learning and teaching. If that can be inculcated in people, the learning and teaching, I am sure we don't have questions now. If you ask anybody, they don't have questions. That's a problem. They don't have questions. And the teachers cannot answer questions most of the time. So if there are a lot of questions with the children and there are people who can answer this, if these sort of question answer happen to be in life, I think the problem will get solved. Earlier we had only 4 Vedas but many Upanishads. Vedas were taught, but then everybody will come and ask questions. Each one of us must have question. Assume you see somebody, you must have 3-4 questions to ask them. That's the only way to learn. If you have good questions, I think I am sure you have no time to think anything else. You will get focused. We have no questions. That means we have no desire to learn. We only desire to fill our stomach, physical happiness. Once you have got an intellectual desire, your life pattern will become something different. Intellectual desire is what is required. So everyone should have an intellectual desire. Lot of questions to ask. If you don't have questions to ask, intellectual questions are not there, that means you are not learning. Ahara nidra bhaya maithunani samani chaitani nranam pashunam nanam naranam adigo vishesho. Knowledge is only extra to human being. Suppose we start acquiring knowledge, every day start learning something new, I am sure such person will never be unhappy in his life. Because he will have something to learn today, something to learn next moment. Once you have something to learn, you have something to teach someone else. I get a lot of questions from my children. Every day I get nearly 50 calls. Which subject? Any subject they will ask. And I keep saying, you ask me any question, I will answer.
Sir, I have a question. Wife and husband relations, how they should be?
As a wife and husband. When you marry, it can be a better wife, better half.
Quality they should possess.
They should be a better half while marrying. At least at the time of death, they have to be best half.
Starting and you have to middle.
Better should become best. You understood? The position given is better half position. That has to become best half at the end. How do you do that? I am sure during the marriage, 25 years, 30 years, up to 40 years, first 5 to 6 years, almost all marriages are really good in India. Situations are entirely different in different countries, but in India we have got. But then after that, the child will come, the passion will be diverted, and then there is a break. Generally 40s, a lot of problems in 40s. When they become old again, they will come back. The relation will be slightly bad during 40s to 50. That's the time when it is bad. After that, they will become again together, spiritual together.
Reason 42.
The 40 to 50 is a big problem. Lot of reasons are there. That could be a biological reason. Okay, there could be a focus reason. Generally, the intellectually higher, that's what gents think. And women will have more emotional feelings. That will not be able to match together. Lot of problems are. India, most of the problems are during these 40s too. Then 35 to 45 is the biggest problem. Biological reason is there. A lot of reasons, I think he will explain much better. Psychological reasons are there. Emotional reasons are there. And most of and generally what it says, every ladies will carry their home along with them. But gents, as soon as they go out of their gate, family is out. In their thought process, emotional reasons are, you get attached to family. Sometimes ladies will get attached to their kids very fast, and they have their aim will be, every family wife, if you ask, they will know where the child is going, which are their friends, whom they are meeting. Especially if there are girl children, they will know everything. Sharing will happen. Gents, the boys have the biggest problem. Boys cannot share any of their secrets to anybody. Father have no time. He is too into business. By the time you reach 40, 45, you will think, I am not done anything. I have not earned enough. This is not enough. Those who earned will start thinking, this is not life. I should have done something else. And almost life is getting over. We don't know whether to be. In my poetry book, there is a half-lived life. There is a poetry. You must read that. Half-lived life. That's the time when we start taking stock. And another one, we will start forgetting about what we have learned. We never used it. I remember the person who studied along with me BSc and MSc. He is in a bank. The other day I went to his bank to meet him while coming. He now don't remember if 2 lines and on top what is written. He don't even remember how a pi has to be written. Pi is the normal thing which a mathematician. He don't even remember. I just asked him, write pi there. He said, what is pi? Because he has forgotten whatever he has learned. You will have a intellectual problem. Physical problem will start coming. Emotionally you become upset because of unsettled, and you don't know what is to be done. This is not enough, to earn is not enough, done is not enough, I should have done something else. These feelings will be there. And spiritually, lot of confusion. Most of the people wanted to get into spirituality at that time, but they have not learned anything. They will start thinking, I should have learned something. Now I have a friend, I said, that nuclear scientist who was in abroad for 20 years. He was a nuclear scientist in the US. Now he came back to Pune to study Veda. He only remember in the childhood he learned a little bit of Veda. He lost everything. Now if you want to get a peace of mind, I have to learn Veda back. So you will have to redefine your life. Now he has a problem. While redefining, he cannot redefine because he has got 2 sons. They are into schooling. And wife will say, you are earning this much, why you are losing everything and going there? My wife was very considerative. So when I lost my job also, she said, don't worry. Not everybody will be tolerating like this. Why a joint secretary in government has to lose the job and go to village and start teaching 8th class children? What is that? What are you doing? If somebody asks, no, I should have an answer. I came only day for yesterday. I am here instead of spending time with my wife and children. Correct, no? So what are you doing? That's why we should have an answer. Nimisham jolidam srayam nadu dhumayidum chiram. It doesn't matter how much time you will spend. The time which you spend, can you make it useful? The trick is that if you know that, emotionally you will have good balancing, good understanding. You may spend a lot of time outside your house, but as you come back, what are you doing? Are you patching it up? Or are you trying to argue on what, justifying for not coming? Understood? So there is a balance in the life which is to be understood. If we have not learned that in living 20 years together, Maybe 25 or 27 you must have got married. In 20 years, by the time you become 40, 47, if you don't know how to deal with your wife, how to take care of the requirements, how to pacify them, how to satisfy them, how to make them happy, that is to be learned. If you know that, I think there is no problem. Husband and wife relations are not very bad. In Indian system at least. Europe and all, it's very difficult. The problem is entirely different. Here we don't have problems. I remember my friend was asking, his daughter when he was in LKG came and asked, Papa, all my friends have got 2-3 daddies. I have only one daddy. So the system is entirely different there. Here if it is there, they will ask you why you have 2 daddies. No. So the culture will define most of our relationships. I think if you have a good culture, good people around, there is no problem. In a family, there is a good culture, good mingling, lot of happiness around. You have a job that is different, you have a home that is different, you must distinguish all this. If you know how to balance the time in between, the balancing is more important. If you know how to balance this, I think people will be happy. So you may spend a lot of time there. You may spend only little bit of time. But that time, can you make them happy? Somebody is giving you food. Will you look at their face and say, the food is very good? Or you look at the food only? Starting from that, no, you must have a change. Everybody loves to get a patting on the back, saying that you have done a good job. But most of us know only to criticize. Especially police people have got a suspecting eye. All the time they will start suspicious. No, this fellow is not good, that fellow is not good. No, I had a lot of cases. I'll tell you, lot of cases. I had a policeman who came. My daughter, she is in danger. I asked why. He knows who are the thieves. No, that's a problem. So wherever they go, they know there is a shop which is selling pan parag. There is somebody who is selling, bad practices is happening there. Every bad things are known to you. Assume I am walking on a street. I am enjoying all the shops. I have no problem. But if the time somebody tells me there is a drainage pipe below this footpath, from that time onwards, I will not be able to enjoy this. Because my smell, I will start catching the smell. That's a problem. Psychology. So that's a problem. The best thing is you need not know there is a drainage pipe below that. No. Keep enjoying what's outside. That's the easiest way sometime. Unless you can clear that place. So that has to be there. The mindset has to be, you cannot clean everything. Mindset has to be from now onwards, will I make my mind good? Past, forget about past. Can I make from now onwards, am I do good things? And then, no, we have all the Puranas, if you look at, no single person is clean. Everybody has done 1 or 2 mistakes in their life. But still, they said, no, from now onwards, I am a different person. Every person is influenced by the sahacharyam, the environment. You cannot change the environment, but you can change the attitude. The attitude is changed, you know how to live in bad environment also. And you must have good skill, good capability. That capability improvement is really life skill, soft skill, dealing with the people, making people happy, enjoying with them, trying to talk to them. Attachment with everybody, equal good. Instead of having attachment only to 1 or 2 people, when you have everybody together, you will become happy. Any questions? Yeah, that's what I said, the brave. You must be brave to decide what you want. Once you have decided, you must be brave enough to do what you wanted to do. If you cannot do what you wanted to do, you will start repenting on whatever you do. Later you will say, oh, I should not have done it. That's why you have a desire. You have a buddhi which says, don't do this, don't do this. You have a desire which says, you do this. You need courage to satisfy your manas and probably to control your thought process. That's a balance. That's a big conflict is between me and me inside. One thing says. That's why Lord Krishna says, Uddhared Atmanatmanam Atmanam Avasadhayet Atmaiva Hyatmano Bandhu Atmaiva Ripuratmanaha. Who is your enemy? Your own manas is your enemy. Your own manas is your enemy. And your own manas is your closest friend. How do you make him closest? take him to a higher level, Atma level. The Indriya requirement has to be shut.
India.
All the Indriyas, you have different senses. The food is very tasty, I want that. Let it be tasty, why do you want it? The sari is very good, why should I need it? I give it to somebody else. Can you give whatever you like to somebody else? I love this, so I give it to somebody else. That's the easiest method. That satisfies a lot, because seeing somebody else happy has to be our happiness. So that we don't suffer, we enjoy internally. Maybe externally somebody will feel you are suffering, but your internal enjoyment is more important. That's what the enjoyment which a mother has when she cooks. Actually she must be suffering. You know the enjoyment when somebody eating that says that it's a good food. All that suffering goes, right? Anything what we do. Ultimate aim when somebody else becomes happy. Internally we have to be happy. These happiness have to be seen. Not with the Indriyas, but the Atma level. So that it remains for longer time. Otherwise it will not remain for longer time.
Sir, how many people think like this? Such a big word. 5 to 10% I don't think, if I am wrong.
Not necessarily. We don't have to change the whole world. If we change few people, that's enough.
I have to mingle with them, I have to move with them.
Doesn't matter. It will not affect you if you are good. That's why Shankara says the manam darpana samanam. Mind has to be like a mirror. Don't get impressions on that. Just a reflection only. You don't carry them along with you. Your mirror is wherever I am dealing, you are there with me now. If you are not with me, I will not think about you. But what happens to us? We will start connecting from the past. We will start thinking about the future. We will not enjoy the present. Enjoy the present. Individually that time. But never make yourself unhappy tomorrow, saying that, oh, I should not have done this. There is a poetry called arrow comes from shadows. Yesterday's past only will start determining how I will be happy or unhappy today. So there is nothing called a last janma, but whatever we do today.
It was a really motivating session, I think, for all of us, including the small kids. So, yeah, thank you, and we hope we'll have some more of these.